I think, again, people just, the expectations sometimes are high on what it is that you're going to do, but you're not giving yourself enough time. You're not going to be good at something when you first try it. You're just not going to be that good at it. You might be better than the next person, or you might be improving or something like that, but you're not going to be like really proficient at it. It's going to take time for you to kind of hone your skill, and it's going to take time for you to have self-improvement, like marked self-improvement, to where you clearly made some gains. And when it comes to something like lifting or running, these things that are physical, people are trying too hard. They are doing it too often. The frequency is too high. The intensity is too high. And it needs to be backed off a lot. And you have to really like learn your trade. You have to take a lot of time in learning your trade. And you don't even know the impact of half of the shit that you're even thinking about. So like, let's say you're all fired up and you got this bench program and you're going to work on getting better. You don't know the results of the way that you just lifted until months later or weeks later. Sometimes the fact that you slipped taking the garbage out and fucked up your ankle and just decided, fuck it, I'm not going to the gym on that day, that might have saved you from like hurting your shoulder or messing up your pec or something like that. Like, you don't know what the implications of that are yet. You don't know what that looks like. You don't know what it yet looks like. What happens when you gain 10 pounds? What happens when you really hone in and focus? Oh, I heard that, if I want to get stronger, one of the fastest ways to get there is for me to gain some weight. Well, let me see what happens when I gain some weight. And you maybe take your time to gain weight so you don't just gain a bunch of body fat and end up having to try to get rid of that body fat after you hit some of your strength goals. We don't know the implications of the things that we're trying to work towards right now. We don't know how they're going to benefit us in the future. You don't know how an injury or a setback could be the thing that launches you forward in a much faster direction than you ever thought before. A breakup, a broken bone, a fall, or whatever. All these things can be things that launch you into the future. They can be things. Look at the David Goggins. Like just tortured as a child. Later on in life, he's able to take a lot of those things that happen to him, and he's able to go deeper and harder on everything, on a lot of things that most people can't push themselves to. So he took a tragedy and turned it into something that basically turned into a career. Because when he goes out and runs, he talks about it being suffering. He talks about it bringing out all these emotions in him. And he's kind of almost in some wacky way, like reliving a lot of that when he goes and he runs. But he's turned that into something he's really proficient at. He's, arguably like one of the toughest guys in the world when it comes to that mental toughness. So even though that's a horrible example in a lot of ways, we don't know the impact of the things that are happening to us, good or bad, on how good or bad they're going to be. If you're fucking amazing at something right away, sometimes that means you're going to be shitty at it in 5 years. Sometimes it means you're going to bow out of it and back out of it and not even care. I know a lot of people that are like really good at like art and music and stuff, and they don't even play or do it anymore. I'm like, why? I don't understand. You're so good at that. What happened? Why come you not? I understand like if the passion's not there or something, but it's kind of crazy. Like you're like, man, that's such a cool skill set. If I could fucking draw, I would draw all the time. I think I can't draw for shit. So I think, these things, they take a lot of time, but we don't have any idea what the impact of what's happening like today or tomorrow is going to really be.
Power Project family, your normal shoes are making you weak. This is why I partner with Vivo Barefoot Shoes, because they have a wide toe box, they're flat, and they're flexible. So with every single step you're taking, if you're taking a 10-minute walk outside or when you're working out in the gym, your feet are able to do what they're supposed to do in this shoe. They have tons of options for hiking, running, training in the gym, chilling and relaxing, casual shoes for if you're out on a date. You need to check them out. And Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, that's over at vivobarefoot.com/powerproject, and you guys will receive 15% off your order automatically. Again, vivobarefoot.com/powerproject. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and I think one thing, especially when it comes to like Goggins, is he does a really good job at taking things that would cause most people to be like, ah, fuck that, I'm done. And he's also learned to reinterpret those things. For example, frustration. Being frustrated with something that like you're trying to learn or something new is for some people a cue that that's not for me or that's not something I want to learn. But what you kind of want to do is you want to take these things that are typically things that would make you stop and maybe turn that into, okay, this is why I'm doing this. It's frustrating right now. It won't be frustrating forever. So I'm going to continue trying every day to pick away at this. So it becomes something I can do easier, something I can do better. Being frustrated with things, I don't care about being embarrassed. And when I say embarrassed, like I don't care whether I'm bad at something initially or people think I'm not intelligent with a specific topic initially because it's something that can be learned. But not caring about being embarrassed about your lack of knowledge will allow you to learn something over time, have that white belt mentality about it, meaning you can go and you can ask people questions and be okay with not like an example is within jiu-jitsu. I'll always ask questions when he's showing something, right? I don't care if people around don't think I understand it because usually sometimes something will be explained in the class and be like, does anybody have any questions? And no one asks questions. But then when people are doing the technique, everyone's fucking it up because no one chose to ask the fucking question, right? So ask a question if you don't understand. Don't be embarrassed because of your lack of knowledge because you'll be able to overcome that. But these things that are typically, you know, aspects of learning something new or learning something you're trying to get good at, if you can be okay with those hurdles and understand that that is part of your process, you will become an expert at it over time. Pat Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.